and good afternoon. Here is the news at 4. First, the highlights. Lasoda celebrates children with disabilities in Lagos. Federal government to launch 2 additional investment funds for Nigerian startups. On the foreign scene, former French President Sarkozy to regain freedom after spending 3 weeks in prison. And in Sports, Confederation of African Football unveils official match ball for 2025 AFCON. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. The Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs, LASODA, has organized a special celebration for children with disabilities tagged Listen to a Future in commemoration of the International Children's Day. Speaking at the event, General Manager of LASODA, Adenike Oyetunde Lawal, who was represented by the Director of Administration and Human Resources, Omolade Shonubi, expressed deep appreciation to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for his unwavering commitment to inclusive governance that leaves no one behind. Oyetunde Lawal emphasized the importance of listening to the future by giving children with disabilities a voice and equal opportunities in society. She noted that the Lagos State government remains proactive in promoting equality, inclusion, and accessibility for all children, regardless of their physical or developmental differences. The general manager also encouraged parents and guardians of children with disabilities not to be discouraged or to hide their children, but to allow them to be seen, heard, and supported to achieve their full potential. The Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education has organized a 1-day cybersecurity awareness training for mid-level staff members in recognition of the critical role they play in protecting sensitive information and preventing data breaches in today's digital age. The training covered key areas including password management, email safety, social engineering, data protection, network security, incident response, and reporting, towards equipping staff with the knowledge and skills needed to prevent cyber threats. This initiative, which is not one-off, aims at preventing phishing attacks, reducing human errors, and ensuring compliance with data protection regulations, ultimately enhancing the security of the ministry's systems and data. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, has announced a downward review of the 2026 Hajj fares for intending pilgrims across the country. The move was after President Bola Tinubu in October, through his Deputy Chief of Staff, Ibrahim Adeja, directed NACON to reduce the cost of the 2026 Hajj fares that it had recently announced. A month before that, in September, the agency had announced its approved fares for the 2026 Hajj. In an update released by the Commission on X, pilgrims from the Borno and Adamawa zones will now pay 7.579 million naira compared to 8.327 million naira. For the southern zone, the revised fare for 2026 is 7.991 million naira from the 2025 fare of 8.784 million naira. It noted that the adjustments were made to make the pilgrimage more affordable for Nigerian Muslims ahead of the 2026 Hajj exercise. The Commission also announced December 5 as the new payment deadline for all intending pilgrims. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government will in 2026 roll out 2 additional investment funds targeting Nigerian technology and creative startups under its Investment in Digital and Creative Enterprises (IDICE) program. The new financing windows, a creative sector fund and a fund of funds for smaller investment vehicles, are part of the government's strategy to deepen capital access for young innovators nationwide and stimulate job creation under President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. The announcement comes as the chair of the IDICE Steering Committee, Vice President Kashim Shettima, described the formal kickoff featuring an anchor investment in a new venture fund by Ventures Platform, a Pan-African seed stage fund, as an exciting milestone that will leverage the potential of Nigerian youth. Shettima emphasized that the commencement of investment by IDICE is an exciting milestone and a leap forward in the determined efforts of the government of Nigeria. With this development, IDICE joins other institutional investors, including the International Finance Corporation (IFC), Standard Bank of South Africa, and British International Investment (BII) in the new fund, which has achieved a $64 million first close and targets a final close of $75 million. IDICE operates across 3 major pillars: skills and enterprise development, expanded access to finance through quasi-equity and debt instrument, and policy reforms to improve the business environment. The Lagos State chapter of the All Progressives Congress (APC) has saluted President Bola Tinubu for once again proving why he remains the most credible defender of Nigeria's democracy. The Lagos APC, in a statement signed by its spokesman, Sheye Oladejo, while referring to the Anambra gubernatorial election, says President Tinubu has elevated his democratic credentials to a level the opposition can neither match nor comprehend by maintaining absolute neutrality, encouraging transparency, and refusing to interfere. The party also commends the new leadership of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) for what it described as a bold, refreshing, and promising new dawn. And now to foreign news. Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy will be granted early release from jail 3 weeks into a 5-year prison term for taking part in a criminal conspiracy. He will be subject to strict judicial supervision and barred from leaving France. On October 21, the former centre-right president was sentenced to 5 years for conspiring to fund his 2007 election campaign with money from late Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi. His lawyers immediately filed a request seeking his release, pending an appeal trial next March. Speaking to a court in Paris via video link, Sarkozy described his time in solitary confinement as grueling and a nightmare. Public prosecutor Damien Brunet recommended that Sarkozy's request for release be granted, but that the former president be banned from contacting other witnesses in the so-called Libyan dossier. And away from all that, now sports. Confederation of African Football (CAF) has unveiled the official match ball for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Named Itri, the ball draws inspiration from Morocco's centuries-old Zellige art form, renowned for its intricate geometric mosaics, while symbolizing the unity and passion of African football across the continent. The name also pays tribute to the star featured on the Moroccan flag and reflects the star patterns that hold significance in traditional Zellige craftsmanship. Mohamed Goumeni, Creative Development Manager at CAF, said the AFCON 2025 match ball was African spirit and Moroccan craftsmanship. The AFCON 2025 finals will run from Sunday, December 21 to Sunday, January 18, 2026. And that's all for the news at 4. Do not park at or near a road crossing. Follow us and like all our various social media platforms. On X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961, YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration completed and inaugurated Ikoyi network of roads, McDonald Road, Latif Jakoni Road, Milverton Road, and Thompson Avenue in Ikoyi, Etiosa local government? You can get more details on the Lagos State government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs, LASODA, has organized a special celebration for children with disabilities tagged Listen to the Future in commemoration of the International Children's Day. The federal government will, in 2026, roll out 2 additional investment funds targeting Nigerian technology and creative startups under its Investment in Digital and Creative Enterprises (IDICE) program. We also told you that former French President Nicolas Sarkozy will be granted early release from jail 3 weeks into a 5-year prison term for taking part in a criminal conspiracy. And in sports, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has unveiled the official match ball for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fabolagun. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good afternoon.